Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Sheenagh Lee, or Healing Montana Nana. And I'd also like to welcome you to the first week of the Magical Christmas Collab hosted by Pink Zebra, the Unicorn Crafter. This collaboration is going to run for 6 consecutive weeks. Today I'm going to be doing a brief tutorial on how I make these beautiful Christmas tree ornament hangers. Let's start by going over the tools and supplies I'll be using. First of all, I have these wings beads that look like dragonfly wings. I also have some pretty iridescent blue beads, and the larger one is a flat bead, flat on the top and bottom, and the other one is kind of a squished bead. It's flatter through the center where the hole is. I'm also using the glass seed beads, and of course I'll be using my crimp beads. The tools I'm using are flush cutters, nylon jaw pliers, step loop plier, my crimping pliers, and a set of tweezers. I start with 6 inches of my wire, which is silver coated silver, and straighten it out. Now I start loading the beads onto the wire, starting with the head, which is the flat bead, followed by wings. Next is the smaller iridescent bead, which makes the thorax of the dragonfly. And then I alternate between the seed beads with the silver and the other iridescent blue. You can make the tail of the dragonfly as long as you'd like, but since the wings are pretty small, I only chose to do a couple of each of the seed beads, alternating color, silver, blue, silver, blue. Next, I put on the bottom crimp bead and crimp it in place. The length of this dragonfly ends up being about 1.25 inches. So you would definitely have room to make it longer if you so desired, or use a little larger beads. If you're new to using crimp beads, you want to make sure that you crimp it with enough pressure that it's snug enough on the wire and will not slip, but too much pressure will crack the bead, and if it doesn't fall off right away, it will fall off later. Don't ask me how I know this. I then place the top crimp bead on, and using gentle downward pressure to make sure that it is snug against the other beads, I crimp it in place. I double check the placement of my crimp beads and make sure that there is no movement. and that it is snug. Using the largest loop on my step loop plier, I bend approximately the top 1 inch of the wire over. And making sure my loops are facing the same direction, I use the 3rd step to bend up the bottom approximately 3/4 of an inch up. And there is one completed ornament hanger. There is a slight bend in the wire from handling it, and I try to straighten it with my pliers, but it's really not that noticeable. And here's another one that I had already strung the beads on. Checking the placement of the beads, then adding one of the crimp beads. And then I double check the placement with the previous hanger. When making sets of these, you want to make sure that your beaded area is in a similar position to previous ones. And if it's not, it's much easier to remove one crimp bead than both. I will be making sets of 6 of these for each of my family members. This is not an original idea. I received a couple sets of these from Christy Fasinick in a Christmas in July swap that I participated in the Crafty Crafts by Dina Swaps and Stuff Facebook group. These are actually a very quick project. I slowed down to make sure that you could see exactly what I was doing. Please visit all of the other wonderful crafty ladies in this collaboration. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next week for the Magical Christmas collaboration. Thank you so much, and you have a great day.